Oh, yeah. Here we go. What's up, Colin? How are you, buddy? What's up, Darcy? Catherine and Claire and Hadley. All right. Do I sound normal today or do I still sound like a robot? Good. Good. I like Cecily's praise hands. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Hey, so today is going to be a little different, and it might take a little bit for me to get the questions, but I want to give y'all an opportunity to ask me any question that you want to, and I will answer that question. I should have done this on Instagram and let y'all type in questions, but I didn't. And I didn't think about that until just now. So y'all type questions that you have for me, about the Bible, about life, about anything, and I will answer your questions. And that's what this is going to be today. So like a question and answer session, unless y'all don't have any questions. If y'all don't have any questions, then I have something else as a backup. But I do want to answer y'all's questions. What is my favorite book besides the Bible? My favorite book besides the Bible is one by Bob Goff, and it's called Everybody Always. And it's a book that I'm actually reading with Parker and Cecily right now. And it is my favorite book because it talks about how we need to love everyone always. And that's like one of my biggest things in life. And one of my biggest views of what ministry is how we need to love people and why we need to love them always. And so Bob Goff goes into some practical stuff and talks about the importance of loving everybody always. So Everybody Always, Bob Goff, is my favorite book. It's in my house, or I'd show it to you. It has like confetti looking stuff on the front, and it's colorful. And then he has another book called Love Does. And so that one's a great one too. And it's anything by Bob Goff is going to talk about love, and it's good. Do emotions have emotions? I'm going to say no. How did Allie and I meet? Allie and I met at Block Party our freshman year of college. So our university, DBU, hosts a block party every year for their incoming freshmen at the end of what they call SWAT week, which is like their welcome week. And we were hanging out or like doing our own thing, hadn't met each other yet. And I walked up to this booth, this thing that was going on at the block party, and it was a sumo wrestling ring, and Allie was in a sumo suit. And so my roommates and I walked up, and there were these girls sumo wrestling, and I was like, I just talked to the person that was standing there. I was like, who is that one? And she come to find out it was Lauren, her roommate. And Lauren was like, that her name is Allie. I was like, let's go Allie, and just started cheering for Allie. So that's how we met. Then we had Old Testament together that semester, and just ate lunch a couple of times together, had studied together, and those different kind of things. And then so we started actually dating. Our first date was December 17th of 2011. So at the end of that semester. Yeah, so that's how Allie and I met. What is my favorite youth group memory as a student? My favorite youth group memory as a student. Probably my junior year, we took a mission trip to a little church or a little town right outside of Denver, Colorado, and it was a big church, like big building church, kind of like Columbus's is, and we hosted a vacation Bible school for the neighborhood and brought them all in. And then we did a vacation Bible school at night for student age kids and brought them in and that kind of stuff. Throughout that week, we did skits and different kind of stuff to help or to just entertain and tell the Bible story and those different kind of things. I had a lot of fun with the people on that trip and doing the stuff that we did on that trip. One of the things that was really cool, we played this game called Underground Church, and it's kind of like sardines. And this church, like I said, was massive. And so that was really, really fun to hang out with all of our team members and then all the skits and stuff. I had a lot of fun doing that. So that was probably my favorite youth group memory as a student. Claire, how did you come up with your weird Gatorade solution? So what she's talking about is this, and it's Glacier Freeze and lemon lime Gatorade powder mixed together. In the 7th grade, we had this snack bar at our school in our cafeteria, right? And it was like you could get Snickers or ice cream bars or like whatever at this snack bar, in addition to all of the food that you got from your normal or from the normal lunch line. And they had the little bitty bottles of Gatorade, like the 12-ounce bottles of Gatorade, and they had lemon lime and they had berry and they had a couple other flavors, but I got lemon lime and got berry. And I had a water bottle one day, and I was like, an empty water bottle, and I was like, man, I wonder what it would be like if I mixed these together. So I mixed lemon lime and berry together, half and half, and we called it Larry. And all of my friends loved it, and I loved it, and it was really tasty. But you can't buy berry Gatorade powder. So Glacier Freeze is the closest thing to that that I have found, and it's pretty similar in taste. It's really, really good. I've always liked it. Hey, Jake, why does your hat... Hey, everyone. Jake, why does your hat say Costa? Costa is the brand of the hat. So it's a fishing brand. They do all kinds of fishing equipment. My cousin gave me this hat as a gift, and so I like it. So it's comfortable, and so that's why it says Costa. So that's what the front looks like. That's the Costa symbol. They do sunglasses and clothes and then fishing products and stuff too. Catherine, what is your favorite thing about CABC? This is the last question that I have in the inbox or have in the group chat over here. So if you have another question, make sure to go ahead and type it down. Catherine says, what is your favorite thing about CABC youth group? My favorite thing about CABC youth group is probably the way, how do I say this? Probably the way that most of everyone that is involved is super involved. There's not these outlying people that kind of just come all the time but don't do anything else. They don't participate in youth choir. They don't participate in blah, 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 blah. They don't serve the church in any capacity. All of the students that are here are involved in some other part of the church and serving some other aspect of the church in some capacity, whether that's Darcy and Emma and Bryn serving at the food line, and Megan serving at the food line, or Catherine helping edit stuff for kids or for the CDC or whatever. All of these different things. I love that our students love to serve the body of the church as a whole. So that's probably my favorite thing about CABC youth. What is my favorite fruit? Probably a peach. And I say probably because it's a seasonal thing. So, but I definitely overall a peach. Yeah. But when I can't get peaches, it's all up in the air after that. I love peaches though. Peaches is definitely my favorite fruit. It's the greatest lesson that I learned from my parents. Ooh. Greatest lesson that I learned from my parents. I think it's between two, and I'll say both of them because I'm not bound to Cecily's rules. I think that the two greatest lessons that my parents taught me are my work ethic, to always work hard no matter what it is, and never give up until the job is completed, and don't stop until the job is completed. So this time of this aspect of just working hard and loving what you do is this work ethic. I think it was definitely instilled in me by my parents. And the other thing is respect. I love that they raised me to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and just to respect everyone in general, not just older people than me, but younger people my age, all those kind of things. I love that they instilled that in me. Yeah, so that's my two favorite lessons that I've learned from my parents, or greatest lessons that I've learned from my parents. What is my favorite artist? Darcy, what do you mean by that? Do you mean music artist, painting artist, sculpting artist? Like, what kind of artist? I'll come back to your question whenever you answer it, and that'll be like, I'll come right back to it, I promise. Favorite shoe brand? I have two because Darcy said like music. Who is my favorite artist right now? Probably Chris Rinsma. If you look up the song that I want Parker and Catherine to play so badly, it's I Don't Want to Go, and it's by Chris Rinsma, and he has two albums on Apple Music. They're probably on Spotify too. Actually, one of his two albums just fully got released like 2 days ago. He's really, really talented. I love his voice, and I think he's great. So Chris Rinsma. Favorite shoes brand. I have two favorite shoes brands because I have two favorite different types of shoes. I like wearing boots a lot. And they're comfortable, but in the summer they get really, really hot, and my legs get really, really hot. But my favorite brand of boot is Anderson Bean. Anderson Bean is awesome. And if somebody has a contact with Anderson Bean and wants to sponsor Jake Roten, then I would love if Anderson Bean sponsored Jake Roten. So I've had 3 pairs of Anderson Beans, and I currently have 2, and they are so comfortable, so comfortable. Favorite brand of tennis shoe is Nike. I've had, or actually right now overall it's Nike. Right now I don't have any Nike tennis shoes though. I like I have some Adidas Alpha Bounce Beyonds. I have 4 pairs of the same shoe in different colors, so they are really comfortable. And they've actually seemed to hold up pretty well. So I might actually change that to Adidas. But Nike has been the longest favorite, but Adidas is what I have now, if that makes sense. What is your favorite hot sauce? My favorite hot sauce is Cholula. Cholula. It's in a little bottle, kind of like Tabasco, but it's kind of a different story about how Cholula was how Cholula came to be my favorite hot sauce. But I like Cholula hot sauce. What's my favorite sport? Probably football. Yeah, probably football. What is your favorite app on your phone? Ooh, I feel like this is a trap and a trick question, Catherine. But let's see and let time decide what my favorite app is. So I'm going to go to screen time and I'm going to see all activity and see which one is my favorite by my total screen time. Apparently my favorite app right now is, wait, hold on. Yeah, Township. It's a game. It's kind of dumb, but it's addicting. So that's a game. My daily average, though, is for most pickups is like the first used app after I pick up my phone is iMessaging and then Instagram. So Township, Instagram, iMessage, any of those three, probably my favorite. What should we put on our pre-high school graduation bucket list? Pre-high school graduation bucket list. Ooh. Pre-high school graduation bucket list. Man, I don't know. That's a great question, Megan. What should we put pre-high school graduation bucket list? I think, Megan, you've already done this, but I would say go on an international mission trip if you haven't been on one already. Experience a different culture of not just an American culture, but I would say go on an international mission trip is one thing that you should do before you graduate high school. One thing that you should, yeah, for sure. Bible translations. What translations do you like to read from and why? My favorite translation is the ESV. It is a very accurate translation. And then I put NASB and CSB kind of right there together after that. I have multiple translations in my office, like that shelf right there is on my Bibles. And so I have like a CSB, NIV. Those are three different CSB study Bibles. Then I have NIV, NAS, New American Standard, King James Version, NIV, ESV Keyword Study Bible, a Parallel New Testament, another NIV, and NKJV, so New King James Version, another King James Version. So I have several different versions. But my main, like my personal Bible that I use to read out of and study out of, mainly is the ESV. I will come up with another activity for those of you that have done a international mission trip already. Just give me some time. Megan, if you had to pick a different career, what would it be? If I had to pick a different career other than being a student minister or other than being a minister at all, What is your Enneagram number? I just discovered I'm a 4. It was an epiphany. I felt so exposed when I read it. I can't remember what I am, honestly. Allie could tell you, but I can't remember what I am. I'm sorry. Megan, you got to answer my other question before you give me something new. What, like outside of ministry or what? Colin, what's my favorite football team? I really, really, really enjoy college football more than I enjoy professional football. I feel like professional football players are whiny just because they get paid a lot of money to play a game. And I think that, they deserve a lot of money because they're super talented, but definitely prefer college football over NFL football any day of the week. And my favorite college football team is Texas A&M, and my favorite NFL football team is the Dallas Cowboys. Megan, career both instead of youth ministry and instead of ministry. Okay, if I had to do something, or if I wanted to do something other than ministry, I think it would probably, or other than youth ministry, it would probably be college ministry. And then if I had to choose something that was outside of ministry, I would want to be a coach of some sort at a high school, not a junior high. Catherine, if you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be? If I had to describe myself in one word, I think that word would be passionate. Megan, Emily, what's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done? I've done a lot of embarrassing things in my life, and I think that you can probably guess that. Emily, especially you could probably guess that. But, man, I don't feel like I get embarrassed super easily, and I have a really bad memory, so I can't really remember in the moment when I was super embarrassed. Probably this is one of my brother's favorite stories about me. On the back of Snickers bars, y'all know how they have the different words like whatever, like Snickerlicious and different words like that on the back of a Snickers bar. And so I was like an 8th grader, and he had come home from college, and we were at HEB, and those Snickers bar, like the rappers had just started doing that. Snickers had just started putting other words on the back of their wrappers, and I grabbed this Snickers bar and I looked at it, and I was really puzzled, and I showed it to Ross. That's my brother's name, and I was like, it says satisfies. That must be how you say Snickers in Spanish, because in Texas everything is put in English and then in Spanish right beside it. So it's Snickers on the front side and satisfies on the back side. So I was like, that must be how you say Snickers in Spanish. And my brother looked at me and he was like, dude, that says satisfies. And he thinks it's hilarious, and I think it's kind of funny. And I always try to explain myself after that. So I think it's probably probably one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. Especially because my brother continues to tell the story. Career both instead of okay. What's my favorite drink? Oof. Strawberry vanilla Dr. Pepper with no ice from Sonic. Strawberry vanilla Dr. Pepper with no ice from Sonic. Favorite drink. Boom. Hands down. Favorite DC superhero. Superman. Yeah, definitely Superman. I loved the Man of Steel movie. I thought it was so good. Thought it was so good. If you could instantly know any language, what would it be? If I could instantly know any language, what would it be? I think Spanish. If I could instantaneously know Spanish, I'm talking like Spanish, not like Mexican Spanish, or Texican Spanish. If I could instantly know Spanish, that would be awesome because I feel like it would be the most useful language because I could go to Mexico and most people could understand me. Basically, all of Latin America and most people could understand me. I could go to Spain and people would understand me. I could pick up words in Italian. People could understand what I was saying and different stuff like that. Definitely Spanish because it's most useful. Yeah, Cecily, that is a pretty good embarrassing story. Catherine, what is your favorite movie / TV show? Ooh, favorite movie is definitely Remember the Titans, but I have a top three that I always say. So, Remember the Titans, Patriot with Mel Gibson, and Gladiator with Russell Crowe. I think all three of those. Patriot / Braveheart, if you want to add in another top four, but Patriot, Gladiator, and Remember the Titans, three of the greatest movies of all time, for sure. Movie or TV show though, How I Met Your Mother. I love how I think it's so funny. It's inappropriate at times, for sure, but it's just funny. What is a Yurchenko in gymnastics? What is a Yurchenko? Yurchenko in it's like a move on a vault. It's like a cartwheel backflip combination. I already used Google. I didn't know. How was I supposed to know that? A cartwheel backflip combination on a thingy, on a vault deal. Yeah, I'm smart. I know gymnastics real good. Any other questions from anybody? Anybody else have a question for me? Any more brain busters? Favorite type of dog? Ooh. Now, I have an Australian Shepherd right now. He is awesome. I love how smart he is. And I think that's most Australian Shepherds are really, really smart. They're just high energy dogs. I love that. But I think probably my most favorite type of dog is an Anatolian. Anatolians are bred in India to protect villages from lions. So Anatolians can take on and kill full-grown male lions. So I think that's just awesome. I had an Anatolian Shepherd in high school, and he was so fast. He could run. Like, I had a four-wheeler, and he kept up. He was like running right beside me at 55 miles an hour. He had canine teeth that were like this long and like razor sharp. And one time, this is probably my favorite time ever, but I like looked outside the window because I heard him barking, like going crazy at our house. And we had this big yard, and it was kind of in the bottom of a valley type of thing. And he was running across the yard, and they're chasing a deer. He caught the deer, jumped on his hind legs, and killed it drug it down and killed it, kind of like a lion killing a gazelle. Like, it was so cool. So definitely my favorite dog, favorite type of dog ever. It's probably an Anatolian. Favorite instrument, acoustic guitar. If you could shoot 3 sauces out of your belly button, what would they be? First of all, why would I need to shoot a sauce out of my belly button? And if your answer is to always have some kind of sauce to put on food, and I had to choose 3, you got to go with ketchup, Rudy's original barbecue sauce, and HEB has this balsamic vinaigrette salad dressing. Those would be my 3. Ketchup, Rudy's original barbecue sauce, and HEB's balsamic vinaigrette. All right. Favorite writing utensil is the last question. All right. I'm going to cut it off after that one. 2 + 2. Is it 5, right? I'm pretty sure it's 5. Have you ever solved a Rubik's Cube? No, I have not. And I have tried and tried and tried and tried. I cannot figure it out, and I suck at it. Favorite flower and plant. My favorite flower? Oh, I have a lot of favorite flowers. I would probably say that my favorite flower is snapdragons. I love a good snapdragon. Favorite plant? I like some coleus. Coleus is like a kind of like a flower, but it's not. It doesn't have like a flowery bloom. It's just a pretty plant. So I would say favorite flower is snapdragon. Favorite plant, coleus. Favorite bush, a loropetalum, a diamond loropetalum, because they stay small. Favorite tree, red oak, multi-trunk red oak. And yeah, Claire, if you could have anything in the world, what would it be? If I could have anything in the world, what would it be? Oof, I don't know. If I could have anything in the world, what would it be? The Dallas Cowboys. If I could own the Dallas Cowboys, and like that was one wish. If I could own the Dallas Cowboys, be all over it. I'd be all over that. What is my least favorite animal? Cats. I hate cats. Like house cats. Blech, no, not about it. What is my favorite writing utensil? Favorite writing utensil is a Sharpie pen. This right here. Fine tooth Sharpie pens. They are awesome. These are the best. All right. Well, I'm glad that y'all got to ask me all of the questions that you wanted to. Hopefully you did. If you didn't, you have my cell phone number, so don't hesitate to text me and ask me any more questions that you have. I hope that you got to know me a little bit better, and you got to understand who I am and why I do things that I do a little bit better maybe. So I love you guys. It was great spending time with you. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 12:34. David Villarreal is going to be joining us and hosting our live stream tomorrow. He's going to do a great job. David is our missions pastor here at Columbus Avenue, and he does a fantastic job loving the people and loving the community around us, as well as the community of the world and the world. He does a great job of leading our team to do things missionally, and he does a great job. Thursday, join us at 12:34 again for Parker and Catherine. They're going to sing some more songs. It's going to be fantastic, and I'm so excited for that. And they've been doing a great job. I've been loving listening to them. Judah has been loving listening to them. So tune in for that on Thursday. Friday, Cecily is going to be hosting our live stream. So make sure you tune in for that as well. And it's going to be awesome. So I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed today. And I hope that I get to hear from you soon. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.